the time. Look, today, inshallah ta'ala, in this section, we will discuss a new type of differential equation first, or the differential equation called exact equation, and we will see how we can solve such kind of differential equations. Now let us to review from the previous sections what we have done, because maybe it will be helpful later on today, inshallah ta'ala. In section 2.2, in section 2.2, we studied that the differential equation will be called separable if it is written as a function f of x times another function of gy, which is the separable differential equation. In section 2.3, we studied the linear differential equation, which is the differential equation written in the form dy by dx plus a function px times y is equal another function f of x. And we said that a solution, we have to find the mu x, the integrating factor, which is e to the power integral px dx. Then the solution y, it will be 1 over mu x times c plus integral mu x times the function f of x dx. This is the linear. Today, inshallah, we will learn a new type of equations. Regarding a separable, it's just a matter of separated 1 by g of y dy is equal f of x dx, and find the integral. Okay. اليوم إن شاء الله تعالى we will learn a new type of differential equations called exact, and this exact, it has a condition to be exact. This equation has to be a condition to be exact. Then it has its own procedure to solve it. Before we starting the exact, let us to see what's the meaning of total differential in math. This is quite important for solving the exact equation. Have a look here. If we have a function f of xy is a function of two variables, then we can define something called total differential of the function f. I mean df or dz, because I renamed z to be f of xy. A total differential to be f of df by dx partially times dx plus df by dy partially times dy. This is called total differential. Total differential. Type. But if the function of xy is equal to a constant c, when you derive the left-hand side, the total differential becomes df by dx times dx plus df by dy dy is equal, the derivative of c is equal 0. طيب. الآن let us to rename df by dx, because it's a function of two variables, to be equal a function mxy, df by dy to be renamed as n of xy. Then this case becomes now بيصبح معي mxy dx plus n of xy dy is equal 0. الآن, in this case, the solution for this differential equation, it is the function f of xy is equal c, as I said. الآن, so let us to see what's the meaning of exact first. This is the definition of total differential. Here الآن, exact, a first order differential equation written in the form m of xy times dx plus n of xy plus times dy is equal 0. This is called exact differential equation if there is a function of xy such that df by dx is equal mxy and df by dy partially, of course, is equal n of xy. طيب الآن since df by dx it should be equal df by dy in case the function is continuous, then this is the criteria that this type of differential equations m of xy dx plus n of xy dy is equal 0. This is called exact differential equation if dm by dy is equal dn by dx. dm by dy, I mean the part which is multiplied by dx, it is m. It should be derived partially with respect to y to be equal the part which is multiplied by dy to derive it with respect to the other variable which is dx, of course partially. Why? Because we know that a function, if it is continuous on a region R, then f of xy is equal f of yx. This is from calculus 3. And f sub xy, it means what? It means d by dy of df by dx. But df by dx, I call it what? M. So it becomes d by dy for m of xy, which is here. Also, f of yx here, it means what? It means d by dx for df by dy, which is d by dx partially. df by dy, we call it what? N. So that becomes dn by dx, which is this one here. Even from now, to check whether your differential equation, which is written in the form m of xy times dx plus n of xy times dy is equal 0 to be exact, just derive m with respect to y. M is the part multiplied by dx. And derive n with respect to x, which is the part multiplied by dy. If they are equal, then it is exact differential equation. Is it clear up to now? Everything is okay?
Professor, it's okay, but I have not done calculus 3. I'm doing it right now. So we have not covered, you were telling us about the fxy equals to fyx. So I think it's a
Look,
little bit confusing, but maybe when we do a few examples,
not
maybe it will make sense.
confusing, not confusing. If the function f of xy, function of two variable, is continuous on region R, والريجن R عبارة عن the interval AB cross CD, I mean, this is what we mean by this is AB and this is CD. This is the region. If the function f of xy is continuous at a specific region here, this is the region R, then f sub xy is equal f sub yx. All right. طيب الآن, by the way, anyway, you can start from here with me regarding the partial derivatives. الآن, let us to see, is it my differential equations exact or not? خلينا نشوف. The first one is 2x minus 5y dx to be equal minus 5x plus 3y squared all times dy. First of all, what's m here? M is the part multiplied by dx. It is 2x minus 5y. Well, n is equal minus 5x plus 3y squared. Just dm by dy partially. It is minus 5. Well, dn by dx partially, it is also minus 5. إذا we say that dm by dy is equal dn by dx, then it is exact equation. I mean exact differential equation. So it is exact differential equation. Is it clear here?
Yes, sir, that's clear. It was a good example.
Right. The second part. M is equal sine y minus x في cosine y. Well, n is equal x, sorry, not x, minus. We have a minus. Minus x sine y minus cosine y. هلا dm by dy is equal what? Cosine y minus, what's the derivative of cosine? Minus sine, and minus becomes plus x sine y. But dn by dx is equal x is a times sine y. Sine y becomes now a constant with respect to x. So that means sine y minus, what's the derivative of cosine y with respect to x? 0. So you will see that dm by dy is not equal dn by dx. Then this equation is not exact differential equation. Alright. طب نشوف اللي بعدها. x times dy على dx is equal to 2x ex minus y. Here I have to rewrite my equation again. Multiplied both sides by dx becomes x dy is equal, open brackets, 2x ex minus y plus 6 x square على dx. Alright. طيب, if you take x dy to the other side, or make whatever, that becomes 2x ex minus y plus 6x squared times dx minus x dy بده يساوي معنا 0. Here in this case you have m, it is 2x ex minus y plus 6x squared, والn بده يساوي minus x. هلا dm by dy شو بده يساوي معنا؟ minus 1. و dn by dx also minus 1. So it is exact differential equation. It is exact differential equation. Okay. طيب خلينا نشوف الآن how we can solve the exact differential equation. Have a look here. We have two methods to solve the exact differential equation. For sure, the first step, you have to check that your differential equation is exact. So you have to make sure that your differential equation, this is differential equation, it is exact differential equation. All right. Now, if your equation is exact, then we need to find out the function f of xy. How? I have two different methods. الآن, which method you will choose, I will tell you later which method you will decide. Method number one, here, the first thing we have to do is, we have to assume df by dx is equal mxy. Then, I had to find the function f of xy, you have to integrate m of xy with respect x. I mean, f of xy, it will be the integral of m of xy with respect dx plus constant. But here the function is m of xy is a function of two variables. It is constant is a function of gy, not a constant c. It is constant is a function of gy, because the derivative of gy with respect x becomes 0. طيب, الآن, once you find df, once you find the function f, integrate it with respect the variable y. So df by dy, it will be integrate df for this integral plus the derivative of gy, it is g prime of y. Why? Then you will equalize it with n of xy to obtain the function g prime. Now, to obtain the function g prime of y, then integrate gy, integrate g prime of y to get g of y, and go back, substitute it here, and that's all. So basically it is a 3 steps only. Now if you start here this method, if you start your integration with m of xy, but you have another choice, that you can start by integrating n of xy, but integrating with respect to what? You will integrate it with respect to y, because df by dy partial is equal to n of xy. So integrate it with respect to y, the n. Now, the constant of the integral is the function gx. To get the function gx, derive f with respect x again. You will get the derivative plus g prime. Then equalize it with m to get g prime x. Then integrate it to get g, and then go back, substitute g there. And that's all. You will see that the procedure is very simple now when we start the examples. الآن, which method you will start and you will decide later on, method 1 or 2, I mean to start from mxy or nxy. You will see which one of them is easier for you to integrate. I mean this integral. If you find easier for you to integrate n of xy with respect to dy, do it. If you cannot, then go and integrate m of xy with respect to dx. طيب, نشوف الإكزامبل. الإكزامبل بيقول لي solve the following differential equation. طيب, 2xy dx plus x squared. First of all, I have to check what's m is equal 2xy and n is equal x squared minus 1. الآن شي هي dm by dy is equal to x. and dn by dx is equal also to x. So it is exact differential equation. طيب. Now it's exact. الآن, which one you will start from m or n to integrate m with respect to dx or integrate n with respect to y? Which one you like? Since it is exact, so I have to say that, then there is a function f of xy such that d by dx لf is equal m or df على dy is equal n. الآن, let us start from method number 1. Assume that f of x, y, it will be the integral of mxy with respect to dx plus the function gy, which is integral of 2xy with respect to dx plus the function gy, which is equal. What's the integral 2xy with respect to dx? It is x square y plus the function g of y. So this is your function f of xy. Okay? Now how you will find that function gy? Derive f by dy is equal. I mean, this is f. This is equal d by dy for x square y plus g of y, and equalize it with the other one, which is you did not integrate it, which is nxy. And what's the derivative of this one with respect to y? It is equal x square plus g prime of y. N of xy, how much is n of xy? It is x square minus 1. This implies what? G prime of y is equal minus 1. Then g of y is equal how much? It is g of y. Or it is an integral of minus 1 with respect to y, which is minus y. That means g of y is equal minus y. So you found what? dy. Now go back to this function again. This function becomes now f of y بتساوي x square في y minus y. Minus y. And you found the function f of xy. But if you go back to where what we explained before, that the solution, it should be what? The solution, it will be f of x, y is equal c. So I have to say that. Thus, now the solution. The solution of the differential equation is f of xy is equal c, which implies x square phi y minus y is equal a constancy. Of course, you can simplify it. Take y as a common factor, y times x square minus 1 to be c. So y is equal to c divided by x squared minus 1. This is an explicit solution. And that's all. Is it clear here؟ واضح الآن معي؟ This example, is it clear? Of course, now if you solve it by the other method, you should get the same answer. لازم نحصل على نفس الجواب. طيب نشوف النكست اكزامبل. عم بيقول لي solve 1 plus exy plus xy ex dx plus xex plus 2 times dy. يلا نشوف. I need you to participate with me actually. طيب شو رأيكم؟ يلا نشوف. I will give you 2 minutes to check whether exact or not. يلا بدي تحلوا معي. هلا الآن بدي يساوي 1 plus ex في y plus xy ex، والآن بدي يساوي x ex plus 2. يلا نشوف. Who can check whether this one is exact or not exact? شهاب الدين. يا شهاب الدين، معايا شهاب الدين ولا معاهم؟ Okay, can you check this one, is it exact or not? Now, what's the value of dm by dy partially? dm by dy partially. dm by dy partially, derivative of 1, 0, ex times y, it is ex plus xy ex, x times ex is a constant, multiplied by y, the derivative with y, with respect to y is the constant, so x ex. طيب ما هي dn by dx? Now you have to apply the product rule, becomes x ex plus ex. So it is exact differential equation. طيب الآن which one you will start? So I have to say, so there is a function f of xy such that df by dx is equal m and df by dy is equal n. Which one of those you will start, method 1 or method 2? It's easy to start from method 2. Now assume that f of xy is equal to the integral of n xy dy plus the function gx, which is equal integrally x ex plus 2 times dx plus gx. طيب الآن what's the integral of x ex plus 2 with respect dx؟ يلا نشوف شو هو الانتجرال ل x ex plus 2 with respect dy sorry with respect dy sorry here sorry يلا all of them are x ex plus 2 all of them are a constant so the integral becomes what x ex plus 2 times y plus the function gx. So this is my function f of xy, which is equal x y ex plus 2y plus g prime x. Now derive f partially with respect to the variable here x. الآن the derivative of x ex الديريفاتيف اوف اكس اي اكس عباره عن مين؟ الاول في مشتقة الثاني زائد الثاني في مشتقة الاول plus the derivative of 2y with respect x 0 and the derivative of g it is g prime x. Now equalize it with the one you did not integrate it m of xy. So that becomes xy ex plus y في ex plus g prime x is equal m. Where is m? This is m. It is 1 plus y في ex plus xy في ex. الآن y في ex will cancel y ex. xy ex also will cancel xy ex. So implies إنه g prime x بده يساوي 1, which implies g x بده يساوي معنا ايش؟ x. Now substitute back x in your function f. Here, your function f of xy becomes xy ex plus 2y plus g of x, which is x. Now, this is not the solution of my differential equation. I have to say that the solution of the differential equation is f of xy is equal c. Applies x, y, ex plus 2y plus x بتساوي c. Is it clear here? This example, is it clear? Any question about this example? Now, can you take y as a common factor here? You can. Y times x ex plus 2 is equal c minus x. So y it will be c minus x divided by x ex plus 2. Is it clear this example؟ واضح المثال هذا؟ any question about this example? Okay, let us to see the next example. Says solve the following initial value problem. Solve the following initial value problem. The question says dy by dx. It is not written exactly in the form of the exact equation, but I can rewrite it. That multiplied both sides by y times 1 minus x, and by dx that becomes y times 1 minus x square في dy is equal x في y square minus x minus cosine x, sorry, times sine x times dx. So to rewrite it in more clear form, that becomes x في y square minus cosine times sine في dx minus y times 1 minus x square في dy بتساوي 0. Now what's the form of m? m it is x في y square minus cosine x في sin x، والان عبارة عن minus y في 1 minus x square. Now ما هي dm على dm by dy partially؟ يلا نشوف مين يحل معي هون. dm by dy partially. يلا يا شباب. dm by dy partially, it means here 2xy. Cosine x beside x, it is 0. dn by dx بتساوي minus, this is 1 here is equal minus y plus y في x square. هلا dn by dx it is 2xy. إذن exact differential equation. Exact differential equation. طيب الآن I have to start solving. Which one you would like to start to integrate? M or N? M with respect dx or N with respect dy? I think M. إذا ما أقول here so there is the function f of xy such that df by dx بتساوي M and df by dy بتساوي N. I think we can start from N. It is much easier. So I have to assume that f of xy is equal integral n of xy dy plus the function gx, which is integral of minus y plus y x square dy plus the function gx. وهذا بده يساوي what's the integral minus y with respect dy? Minus half y square plus half y square في x square, because x square is a constant, plus the function gx. This is my function f of xy. Now I need to find out the function gx. What I have to do, I have to say that but df by dx it should be equal mxy. هلا df by dx, derive this with respect this function f with respect to x. بصير معنا x في y square plus g prime x equal m. What's m is equal? x في y square minus cosine times sine. الآن those will be cancelled. It means g prime x is equal minus cosine times sine. إذا g x it will be integral of minus cosine times sine dx. هلا how you will integrate cosine x times sine x? What's the derivative of sine? It is cosine exists. Or you can take u to be cosine. It's a derivative minus sine exists. So that becomes what? I will take u to be cosine. It's a derivative minus sine exists with me. So it becomes integral لي u du واللي هي عبارة عن half u square وتساوي half cosine square. Of course here I have to say that let u بدها تساوي cosine إذا دي تساوي minus sine x dx. إذا you find now what's the function gx. إذا substitute it back here becomes f of xy بتساوي minus half y square plus half y square x square plus gx which is half cosine square. So this is the function of x. Then I can say that the solution of the differential equation is f of xy is equal c. That implies what? Half y square plus half y square x square plus half cosine square is equal c. You can take the y square. نقدر ناخذ الآن sorry, I have an initial condition. I forget it here. We have y of 0 is equal to, but y of 0 is equal to, substitute it instead of each x 0 and instead of each y 2. Minus half 2 square plus half 2 square times 0 square plus half cosine 0 square is equal c. Cosine of 0 بيعطيني 1 square 1 بيعطيني هنا half. This is goes to 0. 2 تربيع بيعطيني 4 تقسيم 2 بيعطيني 2 minus 3 it becomes minus 2 plus half بتساوي c. That means c is equal minus 3 by 2. Substitute it here back again. بصير عندنا y square times minus half plus x square is equal minus 3 by 2 minus half cosine square x. Divide by y square. Divide by minus half plus x square. بصير معنا y square بده يساوي minus 3 by 2 minus half cosine square x by minus half plus x square. إذا الy here is equal what? Is equal positive negative square root of minus 3 by 2 minus half cosine square x divide by minus half plus x square. But have a look here. In your initial condition, how much is the value of y? The value of y2, which is greater than 0. So you have to take here only the positive square root. You have to take only the positive square root because the value of y in your initial condition is positive value. But in case the value of y in your initial condition negative, then you can take the negative square root. All right? Is it clear this example? واضح المثال هذا؟ طيب الآن what we have to do in case that my differential equation is not exact. I mean, if I have this differential equation, m of xy dx plus n of xy dy is equal 0, but this is not exact. What I have to do, I have to find an integrating factor called mu of xy, or mu xy if I have this differential equation is not exact. And if I multiply it by the factor mu xy, my differential equation now, after you multiplying m and n by mu xy, the differential equation becomes exact. Then mu xy is called integrating factor. It will be called integrating factor. I mean, mu xy, it will be called integrating factor if you multiply it by the non-exact becomes exact. الآن the big question here, how we can find the integrating factor. كيف بدنا نوجد integrating factor? To find the integrating factor, I can use either one of those two methods. It should be working with me 100%. I mean, if I have this differential equation is not exact, to find the integrating factor, you have to try any one of those two integrating factors. That if m of m sub y minus n sub x divided by n is a function of one single variable x, then you will take the integrating factor of mu x to be e to the power integral of m sub y minus n sub x divided by n with respect to x. In this case, if you multiplied your differential equation by this integrating factor, it becomes exact. الآن in case this one is not a function of single variable x, you have to try the other way around. N sub x minus m sub y divided by m, if it is a function of y, one single variable y, you will take mu of y to be e to the power integral of n sub x minus m of y divided by m with respect to dy. This becomes the integrating factor. Now, if you multiplied your equation now again by this integrating factor, it becomes exact differential equation. So the procedure is very simple. If it is not exact, so you have to try either m sub y minus n sub x divided by n. It should be of function variable x, and or n sub x minus sub y divided by m. It should be a function of y. Then you will take e to the power the integral of this part, or of this part. It becomes your integrating factor. Let us to see the following two examples. خلينا نشوف the next two examples about the integrating factor. شوفوا هون. I have here 2x squared plus y times dx plus x squared y minus x dy is equal 0. First of all, m here is equal to x squared plus y. Well, n is equal x squared y minus x. يا مرحبا بذكر الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر. دائما أبدا لا إله إلا الله. الآن have a look here. dm by dy, which I will call it later on m sub y, is equal 1. But n sub x, which is dn by dx, is equal to xy minus 1. الآن m sub y is not equal n sub x, so not exact differential equation. We need to find out the integrating factor. Let us to try the first trial. First trial, m sub y minus n sub x divided by n, which should be 1 minus 2xy minus 1 divided by n, which is x squared y minus x. This is becomes هذا يصبح معنا اللي هي 1 minus 2xy plus 1 على x squared y minus x, which is equal ال1 plus 1 بيعطيني 2 minus 2 xy divide, take x a common factor here, x times xy minus 1. الآن simplify it. Here you need to be careful for the simplification. take a minus 2 as a common factor from the numerator, becomes minus 2 times xy minus 1 على x times xy minus 1. This will cancel that. So my minus nx divided by n is equal minus 2 divided by x, اللي هي function of x alone. Function of the variable x alone. Okay. Now I need to integrate to find an integrating factor. To find that mu x, it will be e to the power integral m sub y minus n sub x على n with respect dx, which is e to the power integral minus 2 على x the dx, which is equal e to the power minus 2 ln absolute x, which is equal e to the power ln absolute x to the power minus 2, وهذا بده يساوي عندي which is equal absolute x to the power minus 2 واللي هي 1 by absolute x square, which is equal 1 by x square. Now my mu x now, it is 1 by x square. Multiply it by your equation again. By original differential equation. يلا نشوف. بيصير معنا 1 by x square times 2x square plus y times dx plus 1 by x square times اللي هي x square minus x times dy to be equal 0. الآن your new equation becomes, when you multiplied 2 plus y على x square times dx plus y minus 1 على x times dy to be 0. Now check this new equation, is it exact ولا not, or is it exact or not? This is the new m, it is 2 plus y على x square. Well, in new n, it is y minus 1 على x. It has to call it mu dash or n dash. الآن dm dash على dy شو بدها تساوي معي؟ 1 على x square. ودي n dash على dx شو تساوي؟ minus times derivative of 1 by x with respect to x minus 1 by x square. وعندنا minus becomes 1 by x square. So it is exact. But which one is the exact? This new equation is exact. So I have to solve it now as exact, as a normal exact differential equation. طيب يلا نشوف الآن. I have to take either to integrate m or n, which one you like. Let us to integrate m. So f of xy is equal integral m bar of xy or dash times dy plus the function gx, which is integral of y minus 1 على x the dy plus the function gx, and that's equal half y square minus 1 by x times y is equal gx, so this is f of xy. الآن I need to say that, but df by dx, it should be equal this new n bar of xy. هلا df by dx is equal what? 1 by x square times y plus g prime x, it should be equal m bar. والام داش هي كانت عندي 2 plus y على x square implies that g prime x بده يصير معي عبارة عن 2. إذا g x is equal to x. Substitute it here in your function. Becomes now the function f of xy is equal half y square minus 1 by x py plus the function gx, which is 2x. Now solution of a differential equation. السوليوشن المعادلة عندي الآن شو بده يساوي؟ f of xy بده يساوي c, which is half y square minus 1 على x في y زائد 2 x is equal to constant c. Now you cannot separate y, so this is implicit solution. Any question for this example? Is it clear now? Any function for this example? أي سؤال على هذا المثال؟ All right, we still have around 8-9 minutes to do the next example. It's very short, we can do it quickly. Okay, الآن what's the value of m here? It is xy. Will n 2x square plus 3y square minus 20. dm by dy is equal x. dn by dx is equal 4x. وبالتالي ايش؟ إذن not exact. الآن let us to calculate my minus nx divided by n. m sub y it is x minus 4x divided by n, which is 2x squared plus 3y squared minus 20. واللي هون شو بده يعطينا minus 3x على 2x squared plus 3y squared minus 20. Now, is it this one is a function of single variable x? It is not function of x alone. So try the other 1. What's the try? What I have to try here? Nx minus my divided by m. Nx, it is 4x, minus my, it is x, divided by m, which is xy. 3x divided by xy, it means 3 by y. It is function of y alone. إذا integrating factor mu of y, it becomes now e to the power integral 3 by y dy, which is equal e to the power 3 ln absolute y, which is equal absolute y to the power 3, which is equal y to the power 3 as assume y is greater than or equal 0. Now multiplied both sides the equation by y to the power 3. Y to the power 3 times multiplied by the original equation. X y dx plus y to the power 3 times 2x squared plus 3y squared minus 20 dy. Now, is it your new m is, I mean, your new question, is it exact or not? It should be now exact. الآن m bar becomes now x في y to the power 4 والn dash, it becomes 2x squared y to the power 3, so 3y to the power 5 minus 20y to the power 3. هلا dm by dm by dy بتساوي 4x في y to the power 3. dn by dx شو بتساوي؟ كمان 4x في y to the power 3. So exact. I mean, this differential equation now is the exact. We need to solve it as exact. So assume that f of xy is equal integral of this new m, which is xy to the power 4 dx plus the function g of y. And that becomes half x squared y to the power 4 plus g of y. الآن df by dy, it becomes 2x squared y to the power 3 plus g prime of y, it should be equal n dash of xy, which is 2x squared y to the power 3 plus 3y to the power 5 minus 20y to the power 3, which implies that g prime of y is equal what? Because this one will be cancelled with that. So g prime, it becomes now 3 y to the power 5 minus 20y to the power 3. g of y بتساوي to the power 6 على 6 becomes half y to the power 6 minus 20 على 4 5 في y to the power 4. So now the function f of xy becomes now simply is equal half x squared y to the power 4 plus g of y, which is half y to the power 6 minus 5 في y to the power 4. The solution is, of course, of the differential equation is f of xy is equal c, which is half x square y to the power 4, half y to the power 6 minus 5y to the power 4 is equal c. It's not very hard. It is very simple. Just you have to remember the procedure and to plug in the information, given information, and go on. Go ahead. Yes, Salman. If the new equation is not exact, that means your integrating factor, you calculate it wrong. Okay, let us take attendance.